lot of women are now choosing to put off having children until later in life. But doctors say fertility does start to decline, mostly in your 30s. So how long can you really wait? A test being offered at a local fertility clinic could tell you just how much time you have left on your fertility clock.
Anchors, can you hear me?
It's showtime for Annalisa Blanco.
Checking all my live shots.
The 32-year-old producer at our station is really focused on her career right now, and she and her husband would like to put off having kids for a while if they can.
I would say my career is probably my top priority right now.
But how long can she wait? A test now being offered could tell her that very important information.
Thanks for coming in.
Annalisa goes to the Colorado Center for Reproductive Medicine in Lone Tree and explains her situation to Dr. William Schoolcraft.
I don't want to be left in a situation where I don't have options.
He offers her a fertility assessment that could tell her the quality of her eggs and how many years of fertility she has left.
We can generally say, based on where the eggs are today, will they likely remain viable or fertile for 1 or 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years.
Just make sure everything looks good and healthy.
Process is pretty simple. Annalisa gets a detailed ultrasound checking the follicles in her ovaries.
Tight squeeze and hold it.
And she gets some blood tests checking 2 hormone levels.
That's crazy that those 2 tests can just determine your life.
She admits she's a little nervous, wondering what the tests will show about how long she can put off having children.
If I have to change my course because of this test, I will, and I will take it very seriously.
Doctors say Annalisa's situation is pretty common, and they're glad to offer information. These tests are already available as part of a larger assessment for couples who are having trouble getting pregnant. But now the clinic is offering them to women who are still in the planning phases.
It's critical to know, if I plan my family for age 35 or 38, am I still going to be able to conceive at that age?
If women find out they don't have that much time, they can either speed up their plans for having a baby or choose to freeze their eggs or embryos, which is controversial. So what about Annalisa?
Welcome back.
After an anxious few days, she gets some good news. Dr. Schoolcraft says she doesn't need to rush.
But I would say at 32, you're definitely good for the next probably 3 or 4 years. Pretty safely, you could wait till you're 35, 36 without too much risk.
The news is quite a relief because Annalisa was feeling the pressure.
I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders a little bit. Stand by.
Armed with information, she will now focus on her career and her first few years of marriage.
I think that's enough for me right now.
So how accurate is this? Well, Dr. Schoolcraft says there are hundreds of studies on the ultrasound and hormone test that show they are predictors of egg quality and fertility potential. So women under the age of 40 can get this fertility assessment at the Colorado Center for Reproductive Medicine. The cost is $700, which is a discount, so an option.
It is amazing, though, to think of how much mystery is starting to be extracted from the process from beginning to end when it comes to having children.
Yeah, you can get some detailed information. Interesting.
And a lot of it headquartered here.
Absolutely. That is a world-renowned fertility center. So lots of people come here to go to them from all over the world.
Interesting to see what we continue to learn as we go forward with that type of science.
Absolutely.
Wow. Still have